Hi! This is a really exciting video because I am about to go see my director of a... How do I start this? Made a documentary that comes out very soon that I'm so excited about. It's about the world reducing their meat consumption to help stop climate change. We'll get into all of that later, but I'm really excited because today I'm gonna meet up with the director of the documentary, Brian, and we're gonna go to the Beyond Meat headquarters and do a tour of Beyond Meat and then also a taste test. Let's go taste some Beyond vegan meat. This is Brian Cateman.
Hi there.
And we are gonna go look through the Beyond Meat factory and try some new stuff and talk about our documentary that comes out on July 20th.
July 20th. Let's do it.
Alright, we're going this way.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
This is awesome.
Hi! Just try to emulate real meat.
Exactly.
Yes. Very cool.
I'm showing you a couple of images here where this is our raw ingredient. We're looking at things at a micro scale. It affects the chew on the macro scale. Wow.
So similar.
Exactly. So that's the pork sausage, and that's our Beyond sausage.
Right here.
You're locking in like a couple $1 million here. This is our BB, actual chemical compounds. The scents that make meat smell like meat are composed of like thousands of molecules. And then what this machine does is it helps deconvolute those cloud of gas into these individual peaks and valleys. So that's like a single molecule that goes into that meat aroma. And then we can separate them and identify them using mass spectrometry, which is another fancy equipment to identify on a chemical level, on a molecular level.
Wow. And then you can find a way to imitate that for your
Exactly.
How long did it take to make the first Beyond product, you know?
A couple days, right? It was fast.
It was like 6 hours maybe.
We'll go with that.
We'll just keep making up facts all day. Just start to now.
I just want to brag about this. This is like the state-of-the-art auto sampler.
I think this is my first time at a laboratory.
Yes.
Call me Dexter.
Don't murder me. Is that what you're referring to?
Dexter's laboratory.
Oh, not
Yes.
like that.
Come on, Brian. That's the mouth?
Yes.
So you put the meat in there?
Exactly.
You as well.
And then it's gonna come down, compress it once, like sort of mimicking that chew.
I'm gonna eat these with a lot more appreciation.
So this is for the mouthfeel, like
For
you
the
want that
mouthfeel.
consistency to be.
Exactly.
Are we gonna watch the machine chew it?
Yes.
Oh my god,
Yes.
so cool! Wow.
It's slow because it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Very
Yeah.
juicy. And so you put a conventional burger in there and you'll see what the,
Exactly.
and then you try to mimic that.
Right.
Wow. When do we get our lab coats? We have to earn it. We have to earn it.
Next year. Alright, follow me. So this is all about the food coloring to try and basically mimic the blood and then the browning of the meat. And we're not 4 seconds to go. We've got a sampling of some different colors here. Pour them all together. Yellow. An art and a science for making the color just right.
Do you know what the color is going to be? You haven't revealed.
I'm hoping. So we're about to try the 3.0 Beyond Burger.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, not the Beyond Burger yet. This is the Beyond Burger. Clearly I won.
These are our Beyond sausage.
Wow.
This is an empanada with the Beyond beef. We have our breakfast sausage right here. Oh, this is the Beyond burger.
Beyond 3.0 burger and Korean barbecue 3.0 burger.
Oh, are you curious what a vegetarian is? Let me tell you a little bit more about that. I've always felt like I didn't want to force that upon other people. Like, it's not something that I believe in. Although I do want to try to encourage people to eat less meat, it's not my duty on the planet to make people decide how they're going to eat. However, then I met Brian, who created the vegetarian movement, which is, like you would think it is, reduce your meat consumption, vegetarian, vegan. It's all about encouraging and championing people to reduce their meat consumption, not only for their health, but for their climate.
That was so well said.
Did I do a good job?
Vegetarian ambassador. I try to be as sort of good as I can be in all areas of my life, but I'm not always
It's real.
perfect. Yeah, it's real.
It's a real way to try to like reduce your meat consumption.
Exactly.
It's very hard. Everyone that I know who goes vegan is like,
Oh, because I had bacon one day and then I can never go back to veganism.
but no, you can be a vegan the next day, and
Exactly.
it's totally fine.
Every single meal is an opportunity to make a better choice. That's what I like to say.
Every single meal is an
True.
opportunity to make a better choice. I love that.
It's hard because most people choose food based on price, on taste, and convenience.
And comfort level.
Of course.
Yeah.
Social interaction, and so if it's too difficult for people to make the change, I could tell people all day long, eat less meat, but if it wasn't for products like that are on the marketplace that make it easier for folks to do that, you can go to a barbecue and still have these kinds of foods.
That's what I loved about our meet me halfway, is that there's a part about, I don't remember who said it, but that, you know, he loves his grandma's cookies. And every year he looks forward to his grandma's cookies, but there's egg in them, and it's so hard to make them without egg. But then there's products that do that. And that's why I think our documentary is so fantastic, because it talks about, in a real way, why veganism is important for you, how to reduce your meat consumption, why it's important for the planet, for your body, and also there's no judgment on it. There's no judgment on if you do eat meat. There's no judgment on if you don't want to eat meat. And I think that a lot of people think veganism is this big, scary wall that you're trying to climb over and face. And when you have something like this that champions all kinds of people just reducing their meat consumption and their animal products, it's really important.
So when you were growing up, like, you know, Thanksgiving, there was no turkey on the table, none of that.
I think it's so different when you're raised plant-based because I don't miss any of that stuff. That just made it so innate within myself. Now it's so much easier. I think the alternatives are right in front of your face at the grocery store. Have you turned to a burger, or do you now eat beyond all the time?
Yeah, when I remember craving, you know, having an eating experience, I go to one of these plant-based alternatives. But I'll tell you, I also learned to like, you know, kale and spinach and carrots. And growing up, I never ate.
Yeah, your parents are very highly, they're up there in the documentary, and you'll see how he was raised.
Yeah, it was really challenging. It also takes time for people, I think, to just experiment. I mean, I kid you not, my dad now will call me once a week, and he'll be like, Brian, I had a kale smoothie. I'm like, it's such a big deal.
You'll see how big of a deal it is when you watch the documentary. July 20th, right?
July 20th.
July 20th.
Yes.
Anyway, so your dad will call you about kale smoothies.
He will, and it's a big adjustment. But when I first introduced him, like there's a scene in the film where my parents are trying a new food for the first time, and it, you know, doesn't taste very good to them. But you try it a couple more times, and your taste buds start to transform. Yeah. So you just being kind to other people and yourself is really the heart, I think, of veganism, and a lot of why people embraced it. And you just take those values and you kind of, again, you meet people where they are, you gotta meet people halfway. You gotta bring them along with you.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not great at this. Oh God, I'm sorry. Okay, just grab it. You got this.
Which one are you on? This one?
Grab that one. Oh God. When things are happening, I can't do anything right. Mine's falling apart. We'll just pull out the lettuce.
Beyond Meat 3.0, here we go.
Beyond Meat 3.0.
Mmm.
Wow.
It tastes great. To me, it tastes almost identical to meat.
Really?
Yeah, which is exactly what we want.
I was really curious too, like why are people so addicted to it?
Why do everyone love this?
Right, exactly. Yeah. I never know. This is incredible. Of course, I'm tuning my own horn here. But unlike other documentaries, this one doesn't feel like it's so in your face watching animals be killed and like you're doing something wrong and how dare you and all that stuff. It's not, there's no judgment to it, which is so important. But no, I feel like it's getting people to think outside of what they're used to is a really big challenge. And I think when you broach it the way that we did in our documentary that comes out July 20th, it's a little bit more palatable, a little bit more comfortable to watch. And I think it's really interesting how many people, when I speak to them, think, well, what I'm doing isn't going to change the environment. Like, I mean, come on, I'm just one little person. I think you verbalize it so well in our documentary that every single person's actions can affect what's going on. Like, that's truly what I take away, and I think you run home.
I love that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Amazing.
This is very good.
Wow.
This is maybe my new favorite dish. I've always wanted to have a breakfast sausage little sandwich.
Really realistic.
Wow.
This to me is spot on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I ate 2 days in the
So good.
Wow. We just ate
how do we do it? Oh my goodness, I'm so full.
I'm gonna have a lot more appreciation when I eat my food now too.
Yes, we should appreciate the food that we have in all its various
And we should all watch Meet Me Halfway on July 20th.
Meet Me Halfway, July 20th. We will see you there.
We will meet you there and we will see you there.